back at Induction Performance today, and we got some updates for you. So, unfortunately, we didn't have enough time and enough parts to get the Supra ready for TX2K. So this year we're going to sit that one out. Sucks. This car was kind of built with that race in mind. TX2K, World Cup Finals, FL2K. We've just been so busy, and we tore up a lot of parts at World Cup Finals, so we just ran out of time. But Supra's back in the shop. We're working on it nonstop to make it to the reunion. So March 28th and 29th at BMP. Hopefully we'll run the Supra and hopefully Goldie, the Civic, in front-wheel drive. So we're working on both of those. Check the car out here. You guys haven't seen the car before, I don't think, on the channel. It hasn't been on the channel yet. This was our copper Supra that belongs to a very good friend of ours, and another good friend of ours built it, Mikey from M&S Performance in New York. Mikey passed away, man, it's been 6 or 7 years ago. We were all really good friends. Alpha used to tune the car, and when he passed away, they sent the car to us, and we've kind of always raced it and taken care of it since then. It sat for a little while. We had a small break with the car because we knew we wanted to take it to the next level. So while we were racing Booger, this car sat for a little while, and then we sent it to the chassis shop, had it done. It's a 3/4 chassis. We converted it to a hard top. The car was originally a target top. It's got a one-piece front end that we airbrushed and made it look like it had the TRD hood, and we put an intercooler on it. And then the wrap, the livery, is to kind of pay homage to one of my favorite Supras growing up, the Craig Paisley Supra, which was, I think, sponsored by TRD at the time, that it had a wrap that looked like, or it was painted and looked like this. That car was like iconic. I think it was the first Supra to go like 9s and 8s. Really cool picture of that car doing a wheelie at Englishtown that was, you know, very popular. So the wrap pays homage to that. It's got a billet block, M&M transmission, precision turbo, fuel tech. Car went 634 first time out, 1/4 mile trim, and that was the radial record for a little bit of time, and that was just on an 88 millimeter turbo. Now when we put it back together, we're going to put the new precision next gen 111 millimeter turbo and try to get that record back. So yes, you check the car out here. Just give you a quick little tour. It's got our drag wing on it, M&M transmission turbo 400, and it's, you know, it's a real deal race car. We had to add some weight for World Cup Finals, so you'll see that all over. It's on a 275 tire, 4 9-inch, 4-link. Just a badass car. No excuses with this one. We can weigh whatever we want to weigh, so we can add weight or take weight out. You know, 4-link, you know, 3/4 chassis, like a really good car that we're capable of doing, or we feel we're capable of doing whatever we want with it. It could run on big tires, small tires. We could put wheelie bars on it. So just car we wanted to build that we could do anything we wanted with. We felt we had some limitations with Booger, so that's where this car came in. But that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is about the list race. So if you watched the previous video, first list race was awesome. We had a really good time, but we had some parts failures. I ended up pulling the chip to be number 8 on the list. I immediately called out number 7 because I wanted to just start working my way up the list. It didn't go so well. Ken got the car apart. It threw a rod out of the block. It ends up being that the car didn't have pistons and rods like we were told when we bought it. So threw a rod out of the block. We're out. That car's going to be down for a little bit of time. We already called our friends at Fast Forward Race Engines. They're going to build us an engine. Our friends at Brian Crower are sending us a crankshaft, rods, pistons to get it built. We got a new short block coming, but that's going to be a little bit of time. The next list race is March 20th. So I started thinking, what can we do? What car can I run for the next list race? Immediately I thought, damn, I can run the Rat Rod Supra, but we already got it apart to do the new build, so that's not going to work. So I started thinking, and came to my head. I made some phone calls, and I am borrowing a car for the list race. So we'll get that car. It's going to get delivered. It's a client car that I haven't seen in years. Got the car is going to get delivered today. We'll show it to you. We're going to go over the car, get it ready, and March 20th, we got to be ready for the list race. Number 8, and I want to get all the way up to number 1. Cameron beat me really badly in his Hot Rod Pro Mod 8-second truck that we probably need to get off the list. But until then, I need to get my vengeance. I need to work my way up the list, and I need to beat Cameron. I want my $1,000 back. So we'll show you that car. It'll get delivered here shortly, and hopefully we can get it ready. March 20th, come up quick, but should be enough time to get the car ready. All right, so I actually missed it. I was out for lunch, and a good friend of mine, client that we've had for years, dropped off my replacement car for the list. Let's check it out. So we've got a 94 Supra turbo that we built in, man, I want to say we built this car in 2016 maybe. Car, we haven't seen it in a couple years. He's been driving it on and off, not a ton. He very busy guy like most of us, working a lot. Car's just been sitting. As you can see, a lot of dust under here. Hasn't been down the track in probably 2 or 3 years. I don't think it's been here in probably 3 or 4 years. And I called Alex. Me and this car and Alex, we have a lot of history. So he brought us this car literally, and we called it a bucket of Supra because it was in pieces from another shop. And we spent a lot of time and put the whole car back together. And it was literally like pieces and pieces and pieces. So anyways, put the car together. He kind of let us do our thing and just pick the parts and guide him. So it's got a stage 2 induction performance engine, ETS turbo kit with a precision turbo, Pro EFI standalone ECU, which is a little dated but works pretty well on the A340 Supra. It's got I forgot it had this, has a really badass induction performance intake manifold. We haven't made those in years, but that's how long ago we built this car. I called him. He said, hey man, I already know why you're calling me. He's like, I got the perfect car for you. So this car has been a best, I want to say, of 9.1. It probably can't do that all the time. That was really good weather, and it wasn't, that was like a really good pass. But we could definitely make this thing go 950s consistently. It's a A340 transmission, so a foot brake car, and I've done some racing in this car. I actually got to race my buddy Troy Perez Jr., crew chief on the Pro Mod, and he drives the Supra when I don't drive it, and we do all of our racing together. Before that, I raced Troy Perez in this car on the TV show Grudge Race, which was on NBC Sports. We raced. It was best of 3. Came out on top. Ran him in his dad's Nova. So me and this car have good history, a lot of good chemistry, good luck. So we're going to get it in the shop, go over the whole car, change the fluids, change the plugs, boost leak test it, just kind of give it a once over, put new tires on it, take it to BMP, test it. Hopefully we have time to test it, make a couple runs, and we got to get this thing dialed in to run 950s. Don't want to go faster than that. That's going to be the index for the next race. And I think that'll be the index probably for like the first 2 or 3 races, and then we'll randomly decide a different index just to keep it spicy and interesting. So we got a little bit of work cut out for us. Again, great car, but it's been years since we built it, and it's been sitting for years. It fired right up. It sounded good. He drove it over. I'm going to fire it up now, pull it into the shop, and we're going to start working on it and get it ready. But I'm excited. This car, I'll put a clip in here. This car runs really, really good. We did a lot of testing when we first built this car with the A340 trans and a bunch of different stuff, and the converter that we sell a ton of for the Toyota Supra, we developed with this car. So this car without nitrous was one of our first that would just be really, really fast and foot brake really well and launch really well, cut really good 60-foot times. I think I've been like 130 flat 60-foot in this, which is a full weight car, AC, power steering, the whole 9. So we'll pull it in the shop, take it apart, go over the whole car, give you guys some updates on that. And then the next time you see us, we'll be at BMP. We're going to make some test laps and get ready for the March 20th list race. The list race thing is such a good idea, and it was so cool. We all had so much fun, but I'm so competitive, and seeing my name at that number 8 spot has been killing me. So we got to work our way up, and I think this is the hot rod to do it with. So we'll get it in the shop, we'll get it ready, and hopefully she can make it happen. Definitely got something making some noise in the rear end of the car. Sounds like bushing or something is going on back there, maybe from just sitting. The car sounds great, and it drives good, shifts good, all that. So I think we got a hot rod. We're going to get it apart, check out all the fluids, boost leak test it, check the fuel system because it's been sitting for a while, so make sure the injectors are clean, fuel filters are clean, and all that stuff, and get this thing ready to go to BMP. So Cameron Johnson, your days are numbered. Don't forget, guys, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Check out some of our previous videos. We've got a bunch of cool stuff coming. March is going to be March Madness. We're going to be racing almost every weekend this month, so tons of content coming.